Well everyone, Apple is finally giving us iOS and iPadOS 27 Developer Beta 5, or is it Developer Beta 6? We're not 100% sure, but we're going to confirm that later in this video. But let's see if there's actually any improvements, whether it is performance improvements, bug squashing, or if there's any new features worth noting. Let's break it all down, but before we continue, if you guys do enjoy videos like this one, where we break down all things Apple, consider subscribing to the channel and help us get to 1 million subscribers by the end of the year. Let's get into it. Well, alright everyone, let's get right into this. And again, for reference, I am using my iPhone 17 Pro, and we're running the brand new iOS 27 Developer Beta 5. There was a little bit of confusion because in Apple's developer notes, when you go onto the developer website, it was showing that it was iOS 27 Developer Beta 6, but they've since changed that copy back to Beta 5. But let's jump in and see exactly how big this was. So let me go into the photos because we did take a little screenshot of it. Kind of zoom in here and you see that we're on iOS 27 Beta 5 and this is 17.25 gigs. This is a large update. Give yourself 30 to maybe even 35 gigs of open storage to get this installed and get it installed correctly. So that way you have no issues with it. And on the iPad, I updated my M4 iPad Pro. It's nearly 17 gigs, so roughly the same size, so do take that into account. But in terms of the build number, if we go into our search or into our settings, go into our general, then go into the about, go to the iOS version, tap in here, we're on 24A5408D. So we're getting closer and closer to that final RC edition in terms of when this is going to be released. And then this should be released around the September 9th timeframe, which is when we believe the iOS and iPhone September event will be. So after that, usually at the end of that keynote, Apple releases the update, or sometimes they wait until that following Friday. But let's see exactly and stay tuned to know exactly when this is going to be up to date. But there are a few new features, but a quick little tidbit, I'm gonna link this charger down below because it has a built-in fan. And while you're updating to these beta softwares or updating any software, we all know that our phones get extremely hot. And while it was updating, the fan kept everything cool, making everything install much faster and much more efficiently. So just the more you know, I'm gonna link it down below. It's a great price, highly recommend it. You guys have seen this charger before, the Kyuksu D5. But the first thing you're gonna notice is that we have a bunch of new app icons. So the first one that I noticed was the Siri app icon. It looks completely different. It's way more kind of bubbly. You can see that they got rid of, before it kind of looked like the Pepsi logo, funny enough, but it's also gonna show up all over the UI. So if we go over here and go into our Siri settings down here, you can see that right there, it's a different color or it's a different logo. Up here, that logo persists and it's gonna be everywhere in the UI. So Siri got a brand new logo. The next one was going to be in the preview app. So if we type in the preview app also got a brand new icon right here, much more colorful, much more, I guess, more vibrant overall. So if we tap in here, we can see what's going on. Now, of course, if you guys don't know, we have this little Easter egg right here, which is fun to see. So that got a new app icon, and definitely stay tuned. We actually got some awesome tangible upgrades, but I'm gonna go through all the different app icon changes. So some other more subtle ones is Safari does look different. Again, you might not be able to take into consideration what that looks like right there, but if I pull it up next to my iPhone 16 Pro that's on 26, you can see that they are different. This one's much more flat and it kind of fits the new glassy look. The next icon is going to be the remote icon. If you guys use the Apple TV icon or the Apple TV at all, then you know that you have the ability to use your iPhone as a remote. So the remote app actually got a new look. And then finally, the settings app also got a new look as well. It's a little bit more flat, fits that aesthetic overall much more nicely when it comes to the liquid glass. The next little update that Apple made here, again, we're going to be pulling at strings here because we are on Beta 5. So a lot of the changes, a lot of the major overhaul changes have already happened. And this is all just kind of tighten everything up, making sure that it's ready to go. But like I said, there are two really cool actual features that came out. But again, Control Center, they were playing with this up here. So with Beta, I believe 2 through 4, it gave us, even though we were on Wi-Fi, it also let us know that we were on 5G. So again, they're just removing some verbiage there so it doesn't look as cramped. So on the top left, if you're on Wi-Fi, it's not going to let you know anything about your 5G or data connectivity, which is good to know. And then Siri actually got a nice little revamp too. So if we go back into our settings and go back into our Siri settings, if you guys do remember, when we go to the voices here, we actually got a little bit of a change up. So one of the promises with the new iOS 27 was that we were getting the ability to change the expressivity and the pace of our assistant. So before, with the older betas, if you were on the American accent, those were the only ones that were able to actually have the expressivity and the pace customizations. Also, when you do open this up for the first time, there'll be the word new under here, under the purple one and the blue one. So options 6 and 7 will be the brand new ones. So again, once you do open it up after the first time, that little new moniker will go away. But the biggest update here is that We do have a bunch of new accents which came out in beta 4, but now the British accent now has pace and expressivity toggles and sliders, so you can fully customize it as you see fit. So if I kind of put this volume up,
Otters have been known to hold hands while sleeping, so they don't.
Otters have been known to hold hands while sleeping, so they don't drift.
it kind of feels like I'm listening to a Harry Potter book or something on an audiobook.
Let me try this one out. You have one new message. You have one new message. Here's another one. Your timer is set for 1 minute. Your timer is set for 1 minute. Now for some directions at the next one.
So the British accent is the only one that got the new sliders. The other ones, they do exist, so you can go to Australian, but you don't get the sliders here. So you get a couple of options for Australian, you get 4 options. For the Indian accent, you get 2 options. For the Irish accent, 2 options as well. And then lastly, for South African, you get 2 options. And now the next update here is going to be in the settings, but let me show this first off, right? Because normally when you go into Spotlight, you swipe down, you get your 8 most recently suggested apps, or you recently opened, or it suggests based on the time of day and learning kind of your habits and things like that. But now you can actually change this. So if you go into your settings, go into your general, then go into search, you can actually see that there's a brand new kind of area here. It's called before searching. So again, what it allows you to do is customize what is shown to you immediately after you open up Spotlight. So now you can decide if you want 8 apps that it shows you, or if you want 4 apps. So if I do 4 apps, swipe up, swipe to Spotlight, now I'm only getting 4 apps instead of the 8. And then again, if I go over here and do don't suggest anything, if I swipe down, boom, nothing is suggested to me, so that's brand new. But then also you can have it suggest app shortcuts. So if I toggle this on and swipe down, you will then start to get app shortcuts be suggested to you overall. I'm gonna leave that turned off because I don't really want that to be showing up for now. And then of course you show your recent searches. So that's a new little area, and then the suggested app is brand new. I'd love to see that. And then of course, since we are updating to beta 5, it looks like optimizing Siri and search is coming back here. So things are being indexed. And again, I do believe the reason this is happening is that now third-party developers are having the ability to code in app intents. And of course, the only way that app intents work is if it has context on everything that you've done inside of that application. So hopefully little by little, they'll begin to kind of look into everything. So hopefully as things start to index a little bit more, we're able to take that in. So overall, it is working nicely, and your phone might run a little bit hot as it's indexing, but just know, leave it plugged in, it'll index much faster. And then we got a bunch of new splash screens. So the shortcuts application got a new splash screen that says describe a shortcut. It has now broad world knowledge, and you have unified automations, which is great to see. So I'm always welcoming some new splash screens. Apple Music got a new splash screen here. So concerts for you, reimagining artist pages, and enhanced audio mix, which still doesn't work with high-res audio, but it's still nice to see. Apple TV also got a splash screen with automatic downloads. That feature's been there for a little while, but now you do get the obvious notification with that splash screen. And then lastly, the calendar application also got a splash screen, describe your event, as well as add events with camera. And you can see that the Siri logo is also different there, so it's kind of all-encompassing overall. So now lastly, let's take a quick peek at battery life. I will say battery life has been pretty bad for my 17 Pro. Again, I'm not gonna blame the iPhone because it is a smaller 17 Pro compared to the 17 Pro Max. I'm running the betas, my screen is always on, I have high brightness, I'm running my phone a million miles a minute. But if you go into view all battery usage, you can see on a day like Friday, 116% battery, gave us 6 hours and 50 minutes of screen on time. On a day like Thursday, 162% battery, gave me 6 hours and 20 minutes of screen on time. As you can see, I'm constantly charging this thing, right? I'm constantly having to charge this battery because if I use it the way that I normally use it, and I wake up at 6:30 in the morning, I grab it off the charger, by like 2 o'clock, this thing is almost dead. So I'm constantly charging it. When I'm at home, it's not a big deal because I'm at an office and I have chargers all around me. But just know that battery has not been great, but I do think that's more so my problem, not really everybody else's problem or Apple's problem per se. That's just the more you know. But overall performance has been great, and hopefully they do fix the phantom icon because the phantom icons did come back. But as of right now, the icons, they're all 8 of them are there, whereas before, some of the icons would kind of go blank. But that's everything new. Let's finish up the video. So that will just about do for this video, everybody. As you saw, there weren't too many tangible changes to the iOS iteration going from beta 4 to beta 5 or 6. Again, the timing and release schedule was a little bit iffy this time around. Normally, we should have gotten beta 5 last week, and then this is around the time where Apple switches from the every other week to the every single week update, right before we're about to get to the RC edition and finally to the public release, which we should get probably around September 9th timeframe. So it wouldn't be unprecedented for Apple to just have skipped beta 5 totally and then just given us beta 6, which was when this was supposed to be originally scheduled. So again, just some numerical gymnastics, nothing too crazy, but at the end of the day, this is all about performance, bug squashing, and making sure that things are getting ready because we're less than 1 month away from the potential September iPhone event, which is when they will release iOS 27 to everybody that has a supported device. So let me know in the comment down below. Are you guys excited for iOS 27? Are you on the developer beta? Are you on the public beta? Are you waiting for the public release in September? Everything is pointing to a September 9th event more than likely, but let's see exactly when Apple sends out those invites, because it's going to be a jam-packed September iPhone event. I, for one, am super excited, especially for a folding phone or maybe even some new HomePod-like accessories. Let's see what that looks like, but that'll do it, everybody. If you did make it to the end, leave a little dolphin in the comments down below so I know you made it to the end, and give me a thumbs up. Make sure we're believing, but that'll do it. If you guys do want to watch more videos like this one, check out one of these videos right here. Until next time, I'm Fernando. Peace, everyone.